Welcome back. Oh, we're all just like, welcome back. We're just so excited.
Welcome back.
I'm just so eager to be back. I just can't shut up.
No, I love it. We're right in tune, right there together. No, we were just talking during break about how this is affecting children. And you asked how it was affecting Sam, Bree's baby, and of course how it's affecting Skylar and all of our kids. And I thought it was a great article here on how to cope with our children with tragedy.
Right.
So I don't know, how are you dealing with this with Sam in your house?
You know, we haven't talked about, and I would be curious what your advice would be. We haven't talked about Boston or, you know, last night with Waco, but she understands tragedy. She's very sensitive. She gets it. She wants to talk about it. She knows details. But, you know, she just turned 6. So it's like, how far do you really go?
Right.
But she, you know, we talk about heaven and we believe in that. And so, yeah, what do you recommend exactly? Because it's tough.
It is tough, and they give a lot of wonderful suggestions in this article, and one is that you should communicate with your child and take in consideration their age.
Right.
So what's appropriate for their age. And the first one they say is ask your child questions. And by asking your child those questions, you get an idea of where they are in all of this.
So, but you said when you woke up this morning, Skylar knew what was going on. And
Clearly knew.
And she had very detailed questions?
Because it was all on the news, of course, last night and this morning. So she was asking specific questions like, Mom, you know, what would we do if something like that happened here? Which made me think.
Which is great. You need to talk about that. We need to talk, because
we're not prepared in our house.
I suppose you should always have an emergency plan. If the house catches on fire, where do you go? If something happens, where do you meet? That kind of thing. I think that's a really good idea to always have.
Absolutely.
To talk about. But little kids, I guess you just have to kind of let them talk, because you don't want to give them too much information. It would be you know, overwhelming.
Frighten them and have nightmares.
See, and that's where I would think that sometimes do you choose to keep your children in the dark about, like, when it came to like 9/11, or we've been referencing the Oklahoma City bombing this morning, or even, you know, the Boston Marathon. You know, to kids, this is just a lot of people running down the street in a race, and then this explosion happens. You know, they're so not naive, because you say they are smarter than we give them credit for. But in my mind, I would think is sometimes it's better to not share all the information. Sometimes is it better to keep children in the dark a little bit?
Well,
and at what age do you choose not to?
It depends on the age.
It does.
And if they ask.
They do. And it says here, it says take cues from your child and provide extra security to remind them that they are protected. You know, they said keep their routine very consistent, because when there's a lot of confusion and disarray going on in a household, it's important that you keep everything in that routine very safe for them, so that they feel that security.
But you also want them to be aware of what's going on, and to, you know, just kind of to be aware, because everything's not safe. And,
no, that's right.
But and I also believe in communication. I think that's so important to always be communicating with your kids. So it's just at what level.
Exactly. So yes, please, you know, our kids are they're vulnerable. You know, they're away from us, many of them, for the entire day at school. And I think it's important to let them know that they are safe, but that at the same time, like you said, be careful of your surroundings and be prepared and on guard.